Intensity and flair are not modern traits. In the mid-50s, players like George Yardley were seen as exciting stars. Not the pioneer label we give them now. Just because someone was a great offensive player 7 decades ago does not mean they are irrelevant. So join me today as I go through the career of George Yardley in The Basketball Experiment. George Yardley was drafted 8th overall by the Fort Wayne Pistons in the 1950 NBA Draft. However, due to military service, he would not join the Pistons until the 1954 season. When that year arrived, he would be joining a team that had played in the Western Division Finals the previous season. The 25-year-old rookie would play 23 minutes a game and was one of the best role players in the league. In the playoffs, the Pistons went 0-4 in the Western Division round robin and were eliminated. The 1955 season would see Yardley elevated to a starting position as he played 35 minutes a game. Flourishing, he would play at an all-star level. In the playoffs, the Pistons would beat the Lakers in 5 games, ending their 3-year championship run. And the Pistons would advance to the finals for the first time since joining the NBA. In the finals, they would face the Syracuse Nationals. A very close scoring series, it would go to a Game 7. The Pistons blew a 17-point lead and made crucial mistakes in the final minute of play, which led to them losing the championship. Okay, we're going to look at the 1955 finals run for George Yardley and compare his playoff numbers to his regular season numbers. And right away we see the points have gone down by 1.5, rebounds by nearly 1, the assists go up by 1.2, that's pretty good. And the field goal percentage is down from 41% in the regular season to just under 40 in the playoffs. So the numbers have dropped, but not dramatically. But let's see what the advanced stats say. And the advanced stats say there was a steeper drop during the playoffs, as the PER dropped from 19.4 to 17.5, and the win shares per 48 at 0.17 down to 0.139. So Yardley did struggle in the playoffs, not reaching the same level he did in the regular season, but it is his first long extended playoff run. So we'll see if he can improve the further his career goes on. In the 1956 playoffs, the Pistons, aided by Yardley's 20 points and 6 assists, won a close Game 5 versus the Hawks to get back to the finals. This time, they would face the Philadelphia Warriors. Yardley played great in the finals, averaging 24 points and 15 rebounds. His all-star teammate Larry Faust also played well, but it was not enough to overcome superstar Paul Arizin, and the Pistons lost another close-scoring finals, this time in 5 games. And we're going to look at the 1956 finals run for George Yardley and compare them to last year's finals run. We see a massive improvement already with the points per game, leaping up from 15.8 to 23 this year. Also, shooting percentage went up from 39 to 42. Another huge jump. Rebounds up from 9 to 13.9, nearly 14 rebounds. The assists went down slightly, but still 2.6 assists. So basic statistics are showing us very positive upswings. We'll see what the advanced stats say. And the advanced stats say he was spectacular in this finals run. PER 25.4, up nearly 8 points, pretty much 8 points. Win shares, the total win shares for this run, 2.1. That's a career high. And the win shares per 48 of 0.244. Massive leap from last year's 0.139. the 25-25 club. It's so unbelievably close. You'd want to give it to him, but he didn't quite do it. But just an incredible borderline MVP performance for a finals run for George Yardley. They did not win the championship, but that does not matter. George Yardley's performance is still spectacular. And in the context of the time, this is only the 10th season of the NBA. This is one of the greatest playoff performances in the history of the league in its very short history up to this point. The 1957 season would be the first time Yardley received an MVP vote. However, the Pistons fell under 500 and lost in the semifinals to the Lakers. The 1958 season would see the team relocate to Detroit, and in a new home, Yardley would reach his peak. And we're going to look at George Yardley's peak season here in statistical detail, first with the basic stats. We're also going to compare them to his last three regular seasons. So he averages a career high and a league-leading 28 points a game, nearly 28, it's 27.8, rounded up a bit. The previous three seasons, he was averaging 18.8, massive leap up in obviously field goal attempts, but also delivering as he's shooting pretty much the exact same percentage this year as he was the last 3 years. The free throw percentage does go up 5 points from 76 the last 3 years to 81. The rebounds, he's averaging a double-double, 10.7 rebounds. It's just up a little bit from the last 3 years. The assists actually go down, so from 2.1 to 1.3. So maybe Yardley was holding on to the ball just slightly more to score more points. Okay, we'll see what the advanced stats say. And everything is up for the advanced stats. PR career high, 23.3. The last three seasons, it was at 20.6. The win shares for 48, another big jump. Last three seasons, 1.168. Now it's at 0.208. The total win shares this year was 12.3, which is a career high. The average win shares during the last 3 years was 8.3, so just a major jump across the board for Yardley. I wouldn't say he's at an MVP level, but he's definitely easily an All-NBA first team, which in reality he did make, so they do agree with me. And to also cap this season, he finished third in the MVP voting, which was the highest he ever got. The Pistons were still under 500, but were able to defeat the Royals in the semifinals and advance to the Western Division Finals to take on the Hawks. Yardley averaged 22 points a game, but the Pistons had no answer to stop the powerful Hawks, and they lost in 5 games. Little more than halfway through the 1959 season, Yardley was traded to the Syracuse Nationals to team with star Dolph Schayes. Yardley had turned 30, but still remained around an All-NBA level. In the playoffs, the Nationals would push the Celtics to a Game 7, which saw Yardley put up 32 points, but it would be another tough playoff loss for Yardley, as the Celtics won and advanced to the finals for the 3rd straight year. Despite still playing at an all-star level in the regular season, the 1960 season would be Yardley's last in the NBA. He would attempt a comeback in the American Basketball League, but it folded after 1 season. George Yardley's 1958 season was one of the best scoring performances of his era. This standout season, along with the rest of his prime, highlighting his 1956 finals run performance, qualify him to be on this list. And we are going to look at the prime of George Yardley, which encompasses he played 7 years. This is the last 6 regular seasons of his career. You see the basic stats, just under 21 a game, shooting 42%. which is not very high by today's standards, but back then it's probably around the average, honestly. 9.3 rebounds, not quite a double-double guy, just under 2 assists a game. Yardley was 6'5", but in this era he plays forward, small forward, so he's not much of a distributor, but it's much more of a scoring and rebounding, normal type of forward. And we'll take a look at the advanced stats. PER of 20.7 and the win shares per 48 of 0.179. And the average win shares during his prime stretch is 8.8. In my opinion, these statistics do place him at an All-NBA level during his prime. Now we'll look at his playoff stats during his prime. I didn't include the 1960 playoffs because at age 31, that was his last. He only played 3 games, last 3 games of the NBA, and he just wasn't in his prime anymore. It was pretty clear. He was moving away from being a star player for good. So looking at his prime playoff years and comparing them to the regular season, points go up just 1 point. Shooting goes up by 1 percentage. Rebounds go up from 9.3 to 10.7, so he is at a double-double in his prime during the playoffs, and the assists go up by 1 as well. So he's, in most cases, able to hold steady, even increase slightly, but we'll see what the advanced stats say. And in the playoffs, we see the PER goes up slightly, 20.7 to 21.4, and the win shares per 48, nearly identical, 0.179 to just the smallest increase to 0.18. So, pretty impressive. In his prime, George Yardley stays at an All-NBA level in the postseason, including 2 finals runs. It's not a lot of playoff games, just 39, but this is the era where, 10 to 12 playoff games can constitute an entire run, so it's hard to rack up a lot of games. But it's good enough for this era, and we see the playoff statistics are the best case for Yardley, playing at an All-NBA level during his entire playoff prime is his most noteworthy accomplishment. If you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comments. And thank you for watching.